Today I will be modifying the LEGO set 75342 Republic Fighter Tank. I will be changing it so that it is more accurate to the 2017 Battlefront II, and so that it is less like the original Battlefront II. This is my modified Republic Fighter Tank. I started by flipping this cockpit piece so it was aligned correctly with the bricks and not upside down, and I also just placed it flat down so it wasn't attached by like the clip pieces. In the front, I added some lights so it was accurate to Battlefront II, the newer one, because I remember if you're playing on dark maps then you can clearly see the lights from the tank. And then I kept the front. The front is the same, except I just moved this, I guess it's like a cockpit piece, but not. I just moved this piece up farther so it was more accurate to the design. And then I got rid of I got rid of these pieces because they weren't accurate to the design of the new Battlefront 2. So I just removed those, flipped this piece this way, and then I added these smaller slopes. And then I tried to make it fit as cleanly as it could around this. It doesn't really fit that well, but if you look at it from the side, you can't really tell. And I still like this design better than what LEGO made, because it was a mix of the two tanks, and I only wanted the newer version of the tank. So then I think I kept this the same, except I just added these, I don't know what to call these pieces. These like pieces that stick out. I accidentally shot a spring-loaded shooter. These pieces, they kind of cover over the viewport right there. And then there were slopes here, but I took them away so it was more accurate. And then I also like lowered this so it's not as high. It's like maybe one stud lower than the original design, which is more accurate. Then I kept these the same, just besides lowering them. And on the top, I altered the design slightly, just so it's more accurate. And I kept these antennae because I think they look cool even if they're not accurate. Those pieces look weird with nothing, and I thought these looked cool, so I kept them. And then the hatch can still open, and there's still room inside, but not as much. And there's the control panel. So a clone can still fit inside, and it can still close. He's not really doing anything, he's just standing. He can't really see the control panel, but it will close with him inside. He can be like sitting out the top. If I put him there, now he can be like looking at the control panel and his head is popping out of the top like that. And then before we get to the back, I'll just look at the sides. There was like a thing here, like an engine or something here on both sides, and that was accurate to the original Battlefront 2 but not the modern Battlefront 2. So I just removed it and replaced it with this slope piece. And then I also just like put a 2x6 here and a 2x6 here, and it's not flat, but it looks okay. It looks fine. And then onto the back, I'm just now realizing how exposed it is in the back. Even in the original design, that's not my fault. I could cover it up. I might cover it up by the end of this video, but then I just changed this. Remember I said I lowered this whole thing like a stud down, so this door didn't really fit, so I just changed instead of having a 2x3 angled piece, I just had a 2x2 angle, and that way I can still lower it down. And a minifigure can't really fit. I mean, you can, but he can, like, sort of, but not really. And it can close. And there's not much else in the interior. We did lose the interior that was up front, but this is much more accurate. I just made some slight changes at the very end of the video. The first thing that I changed is I kind of covered it up so you can't really see anything back there. I put two 1x2 grays back there behind the wheel, so it's more covered up. And I also, there was a 1x4 gray here and there, and I just replaced it with a 1x4 white and 1x4 white, so it's more, it looks better. And those two colors up there, they're not really accurate, but I don't really feel like I need to replace them because they look good enough. They kind of give it some color that it doesn't have. And that is all I have for this tank. And using the extra pieces, I also made a sort of command center. This is what I made with the extra pieces. It is sort of a command center. I know it doesn't look good, I just threw it together with all of the extra pieces from the tank. It was really difficult to use these big pieces because they don't really fit in, so I just used them as sort of a base. And then right here I have a computer or a console, some sort of display. And then I threw around like these pieces just because they look good. Then there's a weapons holder over here. And you just sort of have to use your imagination. There are displays here. Otherwise, it doesn't really look like much, but it looks okay for something that I put together with spare pieces. I don't really intend to use this as anything, just sort of a challenge to see what I could make with the spare pieces. That is the end of this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and if you liked my modifications, please like the video.